This is Classic Gamer 21 Reviews, talking about Pokemon and the various transformations it's had over the years. This will not be a very long video, if any. It'll probably be like a minute and a half. The first thing that I would like to point out is Pokemon Red and Blue, the games that started them all. But originally in Japan, Blue didn't exist. It was technically Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green. What made them change it to Pokemon Blue in America, I don't know. Blue was an expansion to Red and Green, giving it updated graphics from what I know. Pokemon Yellow introduced Pikachu following the player around, and it was a welcome addition for fans everywhere. Having Pikachu follow you around was a welcome addition, and having the 3 starter Pokemon able for capture was also a unique feature to the game. But one of the favorite parts about Pokemon Yellow for me was the surfing Pikachu. I'll never get over that, and I liked when you could go to Jigglypuff and Pikachu would fall asleep. Pokemon Gold and Silver were the start of the second generation of the Pokemon franchise. From here, we knew the series was going to last a long while yet. The games brought in a new breeding mechanic, whereas Red and Blue only had one Pokemon with opposite genders, and that was the Nidorans. Another important fact to the Gold and Silver games were the addition of 150 brand new Pokemon and the hidden Pokemon known as Celebi, where there had only been an event for its capture in Japan, so you either had to live in Japan during its release or crack open the old Game Shark if you lived in the US. That was a tough break for US customers. Now on to Pokemon Gold and Silver's expansion. Pokemon Crystal, and boy what an expansion this was. We didn't get a starter Pokemon to follow us around this time, but what we got were 2 new features. One was the animated sprites for Pokemon in the game. This was a big deal. And number 2, Suicune was now a stationary Pokemon that you could capture, with the move Roar being removed from its moveset so it would no longer run away from the trainer. Now on to Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire. So far, every Pokemon generation has been in a different format and system. Pokemon Red was released for the Game Boy, Gold and Silver were released for the Game Boy Color, and Ruby and Sapphire followed this tradition with the Game Boy Advance. With over 100 new Pokemon in the fold, and the story much darker and much more twisted than in previous generations, this was by far my favorite in the Pokemon franchise. In addition to the story and the 100 new Pokemon, this game also included the secret bases, which basically was a place for you to hang out with other trainers should you meet and link up with them. Now, I won't go too deeply into Pokemon Emerald or at all because Pokemon Emerald's expansion was nothing more than returning the animated sprites back to the series. But they did include the new Battle Frontier, which was a cool addition. That's it for part 1. Subscribe and be prepared for part 2 coming soon. I still have a lot of recording to do, and I hope that all of y'all enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.